I am Karen, and I am the Executive Director of a professional licensing board for the state of my residence. And I give QuickBooks Online a 3 out of 5. My company used a hand filled out pencil and spreadsheet format for its bookkeeping for many, many years. And when I joined the company 4 years ago, I was not going to go that route. I did start with an Excel spreadsheet before engaging a QuickBooks certified bookkeeper who encouraged me to purchase QuickBooks Online and set up our systems for us. We selected QuickBooks Online as a tool for our company's bookkeeping because of the recommendation of a certified QuickBooks advisor who was in a different town. My office is in a rural part of our state, and it's a 45-minute drive to physically go back and forth to their offices. So QuickBooks Online was recommended as a tool that both the bookkeeping service and my company could access simultaneously, or and both get into the program and work on our books from two different locations, as opposed to the desktop version. And so that seemed to make sense for our geographic situation, as well as for the checks and balances a small company needs. When we onboarded QuickBooks Online for our company's use, I was unfamiliar with QuickBooks other than serving on various boards of directors and looking at QuickBooks reports. So the onboarding was pretty simple. We downloaded the licensed application, obviously. We hooked it up to our checking account for real-time downloading of transactions, and our QuickBooks certified advisors set up with us our chart of accounts, our various budgeting. And I knew very little at that time about what the needs were for the setup. So I relied heavily on that certified QuickBooks advisor. There was a lot of data entry to be put in the very, very beginning to customize the program for our bookkeeping particularities, as well as for our reporting systems. So it was, I would say that changing accounting systems in any environment would be front-end heavy to set it up to be a usable format. I think QuickBooks Online was as burdensome as any other. It did have very user-friendly and easy to understand guidelines and directions about how to set things up. Once our advisor gave us a framework, I learned that the settings button, the wheel, was the center of everything. And if I had questions, there was a help feature, and therefore, my learning time was a little bit easier because of the program's kind of built-in teaching tools. The best advice I could give to a person like me setting up the QuickBooks Online is to not just select any certified QuickBooks advisor. I found that the bookkeeping company that had recommended it to us was really not very adept at setup. They were more experienced in using the program, whereas we started from scratch and I was unfamiliar with QuickBooks Online. If I were to have done it again, knowing what I know now about the program, I would have done a lot more research interviewing that individual who was going to set up our company within QuickBooks Online. I still think QuickBooks Online is the best tool for us, but if it had been set up to serve our needs better in the initial setup, I think it could be a better tool for us to use as we go forward. I've been using it now for 3 years, and we have certain glitches, if you will, in the way that it was set up that could have been avoided had I been more familiar with QuickBooks Online at the get-go. Not all certified QuickBooks advisors are equal. Although they all receive similar training, I'm sure, and I'm not certain what training is required, I would have selected someone with a lot more experience in my size company, setting up the profile, if you will, our chart of accounts, the kinds of reporting that we would require, the kinds of inputting that we need, and so forth. And now with 3 years of experience, I can ignore some of the dilemmas that were created by the setup by this individual, but it would have been nice to have been able to forestall some of these issues from the beginning. QuickBooks Online integrates really well with our banking. We bank with 4 different banks and download information daily from those banks. QuickBooks Online has been able to keep up with all of the transactions and all of the interest and all of the apportionment of those things to the proper places in our reporting. I wish I would have known that the reporting can't be customized to the extent that I would have liked. Not that that would have precluded me from purchasing QuickBooks Online, but the reporting features are not as robust as my board of directors and my requirements with the state that is the ultimate reporting entity for my licensing board requires, so that we still need to make reports manually on a spreadsheet and take that information from QuickBooks Online. So I'm somewhat disappointed in the reporting functions and the ability to customize those reporting functions as it relates to actual versus budgeted and other features that I wish I would have known about and maybe could have set up the program differently had I known.